What was your first like the aura of Richard Pryor? Were you too young to understand who like
Oh
exactly who
no,
it was?
no, I was old enough, and my family never worried about language. You
Okay.
know, my dad's like, we don't care what you
You
say,
are a
just
Jersey kid.
don't hurt nobody, don't do nothing stupid. You know, we don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
care what you say. You know, now I
yeah,
would never go up to my dad and say "f you." That was never going to happen because he, beat the shit out of me. But
yeah, yeah.
beside the point. Um, but no, I knew who Richard was. I knew who Gleason was. I was a bigger fan of Gleason going in than I was of Pryor, but I was fans of both of them. But
Yeah, yeah.
Gleason, because I loved Smoking the Bandit and the Hustler and the Honeymooners, he
Uh,
was way up here.
When you met Richard, was he still fighting? No, or was he fighting his demons, or was he kind of back to
No,
normal
it was after. This is
after
the
Pryor?
first really major film he does after he burned himself up.
Okay.
And I was playing on the pinball machine in the director's office, and he goes, "Scott, you got to stop that for a second. There's somebody here wants to say hello to you." And I turned around, and there's Richard Pryor.
Uh,
And he says, "Hi, Scotty, how you doing?" I said, "Hi, Mr. Pryor, how are you?" He says, "Oh no, never do that. Dick, Richard, I don't care. Just never call me Mr. Pryor. That's my father."
okay.
And that's where we started. And you get to talking, and it's the guy from Peoria, Illinois, that grew up in a whorehouse, and a Jewish kid from Jersey. What do you have in common? Old movies.
And I think his father was a pimp, I believe, right? So,
Oh, his mom ran the whorehouse.
yeah. So,
Yeah. But we
So,
both loved old movies and old westerns and serials and all that kind of stuff. So
so
we found common ground.
obviously, you're being a kid and you being a full adult. I mean, did you guys gel like immediately? That's great.
Yes, he had no filter.
Yeah.
This was not a PC time.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you try and explain to people today that they would have arrested him 400 times in 4 months for the stuff that he said to me, the shenanigans he pulled, the things that he did. Every other day, they would have been arresting him for something, telling me about, having sex with this person, and doing this with this. And of course, 80% of what he's saying, I don't even know what it was. I'm pre-puberty. I'm 13, 14, nothing. But there's no filter. So it wasn't, I wasn't treated like a kid because I didn't act like a kid.
Uh-huh.
I was very mature for my age. I grew up around adults, being in the movie club. It's what I loved. And so when I get on the sets in 100 commercials in Broadway and off Broadway, I'm just one of the gang.
Mm-hmm.
And I can talk it, I mean, not like him, different words would come out of my mouth than out of his mouth, but it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was he like, was he any trouble? Or was he complete? I mean trouble. Like, was he joking so much sometimes the sets got slowed down, or did he keep everyone upbeat? And yeah, you got through the day, like you got everything banged out that you were supposed to.
The way I say it, we weren't making Maltese Falcon. We're not making Gladiator. We're making a comedy, fun movie. So everybody kept fun on the set.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's one example. There's a scene in The Toy where we're at the dining table and Gleason is on one side and the woman that played Fancy Bates is on the other, and Pryor and I are across from each other. The whole day, they're having fun with her boobs. The whole day. I'm talking even at lunch, Richard, hey, what are you?
We can't do anymore. Yes.
So they had me laughing all day long. So the last thing they wanted to do was a shot of me looking at Fancy Bates, Teresa, the woman, Gleason's wife. And the line is fancy because she's talking about her boob job and propellers and all this, that she got big boobs. And the line is, what did your boobs look like before? Well, I can do that now without a smile on my face. But after 9 hours of Gleason and Pryor talking about her boobs, I couldn't hold it straight. I couldn't hold it. So they ended up doing it over the shoulder on the side, and having Richard here And when I say, what did your boobs look like before, I kind of smiled and Richard spits the water out, whatever. I couldn't do it without laughing because, I mean, it was all day long. At one point, Gleason is sitting to my left and he looks across the way. He goes, honey, your left is more than your right. And she's like, what? Your left is more than your right. So, of course, naturally, you're sitting in between them.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at her. Her left boob had come right out of the dress. So he's going, your left is more than your right there, And she looks at, oh, excuse me, and she tucks it away or whatever. So, I mean, and nobody says nothing. Oh, my God, the kid's going to need therapy and a safe zone. No, none of this bullshit. I just, you just went with it.
Uh-huh.
But it took me, probably a good half an hour to do it, something that should have taken 5 minutes because I could not keep a straight face because of Richard.